Welcome back, everyone. We're on location here, and you're going to hear some noise in the background because we're at the Wilton Mall right outside of Healthy Living. And if you bear with me, I got to tell just a quick story.
Go ahead.
A couple of years ago, better part 3 years ago, somebody at Look Media walks into my office and says, "You got to meet this person. She's dedicated to get us to stop using plastic straws." And I'm thinking, straws? What's with straws? Those tiny little things. What possible problem could we have with plastic straws? Well, come to find out that, of course, I mean, we have plastic islands floating in the sea the size of major cities now. So plastic is a real problem. I remember something. This is Jillian Fecteau, by the way, who owns a company, Earth Sunflower. So first, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you too. You made an important point before, that it wasn't only the clutter and the fact that they don't break down in terms, they're not biodegradable, but there's personal harm that's caused by the use of plastic products, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So when you get down to really what single-use plastic is made of, or just plastic in general, plastic is made from fossil fuels. It's a
Sure.
So when you think about all of the chemicals that go into making the plastic straw that you are putting in your mouth, the cutlery that you're eating with, or even it gets down to what you feed your baby with. A lot of the bottles that you feed your baby with have a plastic
Coating, or they are made of plastic,
correct,
right? Sure,
yeah. So all of those chemicals inevitably go into our body. They can harm our different organs, and they can definitely mess with your hormones. There's all of those things that are very foreign chemicals going into your body that are a result of using these single-use plastics that a lot of people aren't quite aware of.
Well, now fast forward 2 years, and New York is about to put into law, March 1st, a ban on single-use plastic bags.
Correct.
This is a major move. It might sound small, but it isn't. And Vermont, I believe, is also about to start the same law. Why are single-use plastic bags the focus?
I think it's because it's such a widespread problem. I don't know if anybody else notices, but I notice driving down the road or walking down the street. I mean, sometimes you see them in trees, you see them in waterways, you see them in the sewers, or trying to get down in a sewer, but they're actually blocking. And it's something that is so widespread. Some people take one single-use plastic bag for a candy bar or a bag of chips. Right. And those bags are not recyclable. They have never been recyclable, and they never will be recyclable because the plastic is simply too thin to be able to go through the recycling machines that they have in the recycling centers. So I think it was an easy move for New York to make to try and be proactive and make positive change. And it's something that's such a wide-scale issue. I think that's why they chose to go with the plastic bags first.
Yeah, sure.
In terms of the ban.
I know that my wife and I, we now use reusable bags.
Absolutely.
We have these cotton or canvas bags that we take with us all the time. And it's becoming a lot more prevalent. I see it. Well, supermarkets would be the place that I would think are a big focus. Because, I've been on that checkout line where, they'll put one orange in a plastic bag and put it in there. And I'm thinking to myself, you can load that bag up. You don't have to worry about that. But
and they're very durable bags, and that could actually be the issue, right? Is because they don't break down. They don't go away. They just sit there for, sometimes decades and nothing changes. Whereas if you use a paper bag, although people will kind of say, well, you're still taking down trees, it's still not sustainable. Sure. If you were to leave a plastic bag outside for a few months, it won't exist anymore.
A paper bag, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Compared to the plastic bag, it's going to look exactly the same.
So you started Earthworks to be a distributor for reusable items, a bunch, right?
Yeah.
So I know about the straws, right? Because those are stainless steel and bamboo.
Correct.
Right, okay.
Absolutely.
But what about the bags? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so I started the business just because I wanted to help the community step away from single-use plastics. And I thought, what is the best way to do that? It's really to get people to start using different products and start thinking differently. How do we get society to step away from that super convenience that people love and are attached to? And that's why I started the business all about reusables. So the bags are organic cotton produce bags and organic cotton reusable bags that you bring to the grocery store with you. So instead of grabbing the single-use plastic bag at the store, you bring your cotton bags with you.
Right.
And instead of grabbing a single-use plastic bag for produce, you have your produce bags with you.
Yes.
So for green beans, Brussels sprouts, whatever you inevitably at the store grab a single-use plastic bag for, you instead already have your cotton bags that are reusable, organic, machine washable, and instead of storing your food in a plastic bag in the refrigerator, now you're storing it in organic cotton, which is really important to me. And that's something that I need to communicate with people because that's, again, something that they don't think about. They don't think about how your food can absorb those chemicals that are in the plastic. Then you ingest those, the food, and inevitably those chemicals can get transferred to you.
Well, you know what? We get so used to living in a quote-unquote disposable society,
Right,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know when we first started using the bags, it was like, oh, you got to remember to bring the bags. Oh, you got to remember to put them in the back of the car, and those kinds of things. And then all of a sudden, not only does it become part of your routine, so it's super easy,
Yeah, it is.
right? But you really do believe every time you cart those groceries into the house that you've done something positive for the environment, right?
It's really about just changing behaviors. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's right,
half
sure.
of my business is about education, getting people to realize what I talked to you about, the toxins in plastic and how those can transfer to your body and your food, but also about taking 5 seconds before you leave the house and thinking, do I have my reusable bags? People complain to me all the time saying, but I get to the counter and I say, crap, my
Yeah,
reusable
forgot.
bags are in the car.
That's right.
So
Sure.
just take 5 seconds before you leave the car and say, okay, I got my reusable water bottle. I got my reusable bags. And it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good when you can say like, no, I don't need that coffee cup. I brought my own.
You know what? I've been on Earth Sunflower's website, and you'll see the website on the bottom of the screen. It there's all kinds of great products there, and we really do owe it not only to the environment, but to ourselves. You know, this is a kind of behavior modification that really does work.
Yeah,
You know,
it
again, I just said it, but it's really true. Well, my wife and I, we just really do feel a lot better. You know, and knowing that there isn't a plastic bag wrapped around our produce in the refrigerator, that we took the extra couple of seconds to carry a reusable bag, right? So the future, what other kind of products? I know about the straws and I know about the bags. Are you going to expand?
Absolutely. So with the March 1st plastic bag ban coming up, it's a huge opportunity for me to get people to start using organic cotton.
Yes, sure.
I've had the same organic cotton bag for 3 years now. If it gets a hole in it, I just sew it right up. Kind of old school in that regard. I don't see a lot of people sewing bags up anymore. So I'm gonna hope to expand into larger grocery totes, so people can really step away from paper bags, step away from the plastic bags, and use these large bags to fill up their groceries. And also, I want to get into some housewares. For example, I've been looking a lot around my kitchen. I see everything in my kitchen is plastic. The Dawn plastic bottles that you use. Sponges are sometimes made from plastic. So trying to get people to maybe use bar of soap instead of a Dawn bottle, which is a large stretch at the moment for most Americans to consider, but I see that in the future. Maybe a coconut brush instead of a sponge, things like that, trying to get more single-use plastics out of our households and just out of our lives completely.
Well, you know what? That's why we're here at Healthy Living. Because if you shop at this store, which I highly recommend, by the way, all her products are here, right?
Yep.
And also, so many of the aisles are reusable friendly.
Absolutely.
So that, you can buy in bulk, but you can bring your own container.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be a plastic container. Look, it's not earth-shattering, but man alive, does it really help.
It does.
It really does.
Yeah, I also sell some of those bags that you can use for the bulk shopping, right?
Right.
Bulk coffee, bulk pasta, bulk granola.
Yeah, grains, all those things, right? Sure.
So I think that's a trend you're going to see more of in the future. I think people are starting to dip their toes in the idea of it, but it's inevitably going to happen, especially if you see more bans like the March 1st plastic ban coming
Well,
up.
Jill, thanks very much for the time.
Absolutely.
Earth Sunflower. You see the web address. I really recommend you go on there. This is what we should all be doing.
Thank you
It
so
really
much for
is.
having me.
You're welcome. Great to see you again.
You too.
See this interview. You can head to our website, looktvonline.com.